Okay, let's talk Bournemouth Arsenal. Excuse me. So one of the things I posted in one of my banter groups today was, where Liverpool have been saying, top of the league. Then Arsenal fans are saying, well, you ain't playing nobody yet. I know it's not just Arsenal, but Arsenal seem to be the loudest ones in my earhole. You ain't playing nobody yet. And then they go and lose 2-0 to Bournemouth, which gave me great joy because we beat Bournemouth 3-0, but we ain't played nobody yet. Right? I thought it was just beautiful. And then we beat Chelsea on the same day. It was just a beautiful, just came together beautifully. Yeah. So I packaged a really nice post for my Arsenal brethren then, in my banter group with all 3 results. just alongside, it was beautifully done, if I do say so myself. Obviously, big impact on the game was Saliba getting sent off for pulling down Ivan Nilsson near the halfway line. Yeah. It actually looks initially like it's a ball played through by a Bournemouth player, in which case Ivan Nilsson would have been offside, which would have deemed the foul irrelevant because it would have been offside. That would have been the first offence. But on replays, it's actually Trossard that kicks the ball backwards. Yeah. Ivan Nilsson's then off. Saliba knows he's in danger and immediately kind of does that thing where you kind of like, I'm just running around the back. But I've just caught him by mistake. I've just fallen over. It's a mistake. It's a coming together. Yeah. The referee and VAR... saw the truth.
Because he gave a yellow card initially.
Correct.
And then he went to the
VAR monitor. Red. That's right.
And this is where the inconsistency lies. Because was Saliba preventing a goal-scoring opportunity?
I believe so.
Because it depends what angle you look at it from. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at it, you had Raya out and then watching the game and then retreating.
Correct.
And you're thinking, he's only retreating because he thinks that Evan Nilsson's going to get there first.
Correct.
And if Evan Nilsson gets there first and his momentum's taken in that way, even though I do believe that Saliba's quick enough to probably catch him,
potentially.
I've seen Saliba catch Mbappe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, he's no slouch.
Yeah.
But you took him out.
So it's irrelevant whether Saliba's going to catch him.
Yeah.
If Saliba wasn't a defender pulling him down, and Saliba was a covering defender, then you could say, Saliba probably could have got across to get him. We know Saliba's quick, so he's not necessarily. However, what we're doing there, we are, if you're a betting man, you're betting on the underdog there and saying, we're going to put your money in that basket, and that's why we're not going to send him off.
No, I think the rules are the rules.
There was no defender, there was no covering defender between Ivan Nilsson and the goal. White was a good 20 yards away, so he wasn't even close.
And Rice was it Rice?
No, Rice wasn't even. He might have been on the touchline, maybe at left back, And then obviously the similar case occurred, and we'll come to look at the Liverpool-Chelsea game later on. The similar case occurred in that game, didn't it? Yeah. Where similar thing applied with, was it
Colwell?
Was it Colwell on the halfway line? And
Colwell and Jota on the halfway line.
Exactly the same in terms of the coming together of those two. The difference is, Colwell's defensive partner was right next to him, so he would have been engaging Jota within 3 or 4 strides before Jota could have got to the penalty area. So those are the differences. So for me, I think they got both right. No sending off for Chelsea player and a sending off for Saliba in that one. For me, had to go. Yeah. Obviously, firstly, just to talk about the game itself, great corner routine for the first goal for Ryan Christie to get his goal. I mean, Arsenal got Arsenaled in that regard, right? The ball was played into the feet of Cliver, I think, at the front post, wasn't it? And he did a little outside of the boot flick with his left foot to the edge of the box.
And an emphatic finish from Ryan Christie.
But the beauty of it is when you watch the analysis and you see all of the other Bournemouth players in the box
blocking them off,
pinning their men down so the men can't get out to the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Arteta, I think that probably hurt Arteta more than Saliba going off, knowing that he got done like that.
How does it feel?
Exactly. So great way to obviously go 1-0 up. And then I think the second goal is a Clive penalty, which finishes the game for them. Now, a lot of the big talk point is around Arsenal's disciplinary record. 3 sendings off in
7 or 8 games?
8 games, I think it is now, but more tellingly, 18 sendings off since 2019, which is the most of any other team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think the nearest
13 was the next one.
I think the nearest is 13 or 14, or maybe 16 the nearest one, and then it drops down to 13. Can't remember. But anyway, you've got to ask yourself, as a team like Arsenal, who are seen as the team that are on the ball more, for me, I expect the teams who are getting more red cards, the teams that are probably under pressure a lot, Do you understand? Because they're late challenges going in, you know what I mean? Last gasp challenges trying to stop, under pressure, yada, yada, yada. A team like Arsenal who are on the ball a lot, you think, you shouldn't really be getting that many red cards. But when you look at it, I mean, not accounting for Saliba's on Saturday, I don't remember a red card from Arsenal in recent times where it's that type of thing where they're caught on the break and it's the last man. It's been for really stupid things. Petulant.
The two that spring to mind are the Trossard one.
Yeah.
And the
Rice.
And the Rice one.
Yeah, exactly. Now for me, Arteta made a comment saying, oh yeah, it's disappointing, this, that, the other. But for me, it's what he's drilled into them. He's drilled something into them that have made them extremely competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah? Extremely competitive. And there's a little bit of jealousy from me in there because I see them on the pitch and they're at it. When you see Saliba and Gabriel hunting man down like a dog, do you understand? Like, they've got just no respect. I have no respect for you. I'm taking the ball. I don't know where you're going. Yeah? It's almost, you know, it's almost insulting.
Even the one where I can't remember which game it was, and they were coming off, going down the tunnel, and Saliba saying, I'm number one.
See it there?
And you're like, ooh.
And that foolishness there where they're in the tunneling before the game and they're all just staring at the opposition player like they're trying to intimidate them. I say, yo, I'd love to turn around and say, yo. No, anyway, I wouldn't really say that. I'm just talking from the comfort of my my treehouse on Dudley Road with my cup of cocoa. So what I'm saying is, I think this red card spat since 2019, it can't be coincidence. No. Arteta has tried to put a bit of dog into Arsenal. He wants the dog in them because he wants them to have that extra edge when it comes to that battle and that competitive edge. Great, but I think it's gone a little bit overboard. And I think what he's doing, he is relying on the leniency of referees to let them skirt very close to the line.
But when you talk about housery and you talk about some of the stuff that Ben White does...
That's what I'm saying.
That's really, really on the line.
And Ben White is a perfect example because Ben White at Brighton weren't that guy.
Nah.
Ben White was, you know...
He's a footballer.
He's a footballer.
He plays football. He
kind of quiet, you know, little pretty boy, you know, gets his tan on, you know what I mean? Comes, does his job, goes home.
Doesn't like football.
So to see what he's doing now, it's like, hold on a minute, where did this guy come from? For me, that's a really good example of the work that Arteta's done behind the scene with those players, right? Yeah. So he's got to take some responsibilities around going for these red cards because I think it's a case where he's got to probably rein them in a little bit and say, okay, let's not skate so close to the line anymore.
But I think the thing that gets me the most is the Arsenal fans, that they can't see anything wrong with their side or how they do it. It's infuriating speaking to Arsenal fans sometimes. Just because, like, was the Saliba one a sending off or not?
Yeah, but
was it a sending off?
What? All of them to a man, like they were supporting Liverpool. All of a sudden, how come the Chelsea guy went sent off? Then they always look for another example to say, look, he didn't get sent off, so why did we get? And they think it's a conspiracy against them. You know, a lot of them. I won't say all of them. You know, there's some sensible ones out there. Shout out to the Grime journalists. Keep sending those reviews through. So there are some sensible ones out there, but for me. Yeah, I mean, yeah. They're not being what's the word? Victimized in any way, shape, or form. They're playing close to the edge, and for 2 seasons they've got away with it, and it's brought them reward. Yeah. But there's going to be a point where actually they trip over the edge sometimes.
Well, Saliba's missing for the Liverpool game, isn't he?
I'm afraid so. I'm afraid he is. It's a real shame. At least it balances it out because we're missing Alisson. You know, I mean, the best keeper in the league.
Second best keeper in the league. I
think you just need to, no. We were talking about world class earlier on, weren't we?
Yeah, we were talking about world class.
We were talking about a body of work over how many years?
5 years.
And being nominated for the Ballon d'Or as well?
Yep.
I believe Alisson has been in the Ballon d'Or Team of the Year. I think that qualifies.
Well.
And he's won the Copa America. And he's won the Champions League. And he's won the Premier League. I won't go through all of them because we haven't got time. There's only half an hour left. But if we're talking world classes, I'm going by your definition of world class. Yeah. Martinez isn't there yet. I rate Martinez very highly. Not there yet. Say something.
I was quite strict in terms of what my definition of world class is.
But you're going to loosen it for Martinez?
No, okay. You know what? You've got to have for me, you've got to have a 5-year body of work. Honestly,
the definition, I think what we're going to do, I want you to hold that because I think on another show, we want to talk about what is world class, give some examples. But I think your definition, I don't want you to tell it out because I think it's a really nice nicely packaged definition of how a player can qualify as world class. Yeah. And I think when I try and put players into those boxes, I'm like, okay, yeah. So I understand how that comes together, but I don't want to spoil it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I want to bring that up when we maybe get somebody on to come and talk about world class as well, and then we can shoot them down.
Cole Palmer's world class. Cole Palmer's world class.
By Wayne's definition, no, not world class. No, sorry, not on the list. Sorry, not on the list. It's 11:30, guys. We're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish off the round off of this weekend's football. Don't go anywhere. See you in a few.